What's up guys, and it's time to do a speed test comparison between the Galaxy S10 Plus rocking the official One UI 2.0 update based on Android 10 up against the best iPhone right now. We have the iPhone 11 Pro Max with iOS 13.2.3. Both phones have got so many updates over this whole period of time compared to the last time that I tested them out, especially the S10, which has received its biggest update yet. So I've already done a full review of the Android 10 based on One UI 2.0, a lot of great features. If you guys want to check that out, there's a link down below in the description. So without any further ado, let's get started. So as always, we're going to start off with booting up both phones at the same time. Here we go. As always, Galaxy S10 Plus logo comes up first. You can see a little bit change with the Android 10 in the Bootup animation. Here is just the Apple logo, and my guess is that the iPhone will lose the Bootup round as always. And yes, I'm right. The Galaxy S10 Plus is faster here by a lot actually. iPhone is still taking some time, and this is the dynamic wallpaper changing, and now it's on. A very impressive start by the Galaxy S10 Plus indeed in this battle. But let's begin with the apps opening. Again, right now at this point in time, the Galaxy S10 Plus is significantly cheaper than the iPhone. And it's also very interesting how similar Android and iOS are getting these days, especially with the new navigation gesture system we have. So as always, I'll start off with the basic stuff first. We gotta give some warm up. So here we go with the phone dialer, 3, 2, 1, boom. And very smooth animations on both phones. I have to say the iPhone felt a little bit snappy. Just a basic warm-up. We've got settings on both phones. Once again, it felt a little bit faster on the iPhone 11 Pro Max. You guys remember the iPhone 11 Pro Max wasn't that good at the launch. It had a lot of issues. Most of them are fixed, so it's definitely on its top game against the Galaxy S10 Plus. The S10 Plus will be almost a year old in a couple of months. I'm really interested to see how this will go in this test. Okay, stepping up to the third-party applications, starting with one of my favorite games of all time, that is Color Switch. And wow, that is exactly the same on both phones. Neck and neck with this first game. Just gonna go to the play mode and just leave the app here. And you guys can see how similar Android and iOS are in the end of 2019. Both have gesture navigation. Obviously, Apple was the one to go in this direction back in 2017. It is just the best gesture implementation on any phone. Galaxy S10 Plus, I did not expect it to be this good. It's actually really smooth, and I can definitely expect it to get a lot better with the S11 once we have the higher refresh rate display. Anyways, let's get down to another game, which is going to be GTA San Andreas. Again, one of my all-time favorite games on consoles and handheld devices. Boom. And the iPhone is done. Yeah, that's a long difference there. Definitely quicker there on the iPhone. The actual in-game play is really smooth on both phones. Cora. That is definitely quicker on the S10 Plus, just a slightly difference there in the speed. However, as far as the scrolling goes, felt a little bit more consistent on the iPhone 11 Pro Max. The S10 Plus took just a second to completely load the scrolling. Next on the list is Spotify. That's definitely quicker on the iPhone. Launching Subway Surfers on both phones. And that is done on the Galaxy S10 Plus. That was super quick. iPhone took some sweet time there. So nice quick comeback by the S10 Plus. YouTube. And that might be slightly quicker on the iPhone. Again, you guys are the judge here. Yeah, it's definitely quicker on the iPhone. Just a little bit difference there. Once again, scrolling looks pretty smooth on both phones. Twitter. And Galaxy S10 Plus, first one to get to the application, but scrolling and everything looks pretty good on both phones. Again, no problem whatsoever. Now, next on the list is Asphalt 9 game. Let's see this game loading time. iPhone seems like it's really quick here. Obviously, Again, more optimization. I think Asphalt 9 is finally optimized for the 11 Pro Max. So yeah, it is done. That was super quick. Okay, so that is a bit disappointing because it's still 30 frames per second on the iPhone. On the Galaxy S10 Plus, they have unlocked the 60 frames per second. I don't know, maybe that's why it's taking so much time. All right, the S10 Plus is done as well. It took about additional 30 seconds or something like that. But like I said, the difference here is that the S10 Plus has finally got 60 frames per second. The game runs on full sharp 60 FPS, something I really want to happen on the iPhone, but it seems like it's not here yet. Instagram, and we have very equal speed on both phones. Seems like this is the latest feed. If we check out the scrolling, again, very smooth on both phones. Checking out my profile, that got loaded up faster, a little bit faster on the iPhone. We check out my post, it's about the same speed. So with the Galaxy, we have the back key. The difference here is that you can actually swipe from any direction, whereas on the iPhone, you just have to swipe from the left. But that's totally fine because I usually swipe from the left anyways. So let's open up the Instagram camera on both phones. Boom. Faster on the iPhone. Checking it out once again faster on the iPhone, once again faster on the iPhone. I have to say Apple has done some equal optimization, but we have some awesome stuff left to check, such as RAM management. So before we do that, let's do some image editing in the Photoshop Express. So launching this at the same time, and as you can see, that is very quick on the iPhone. Launching this 100 megapixel image on both devices. We're gonna set the sharpness to 100% on both phones. Add some 100% grain in there as well, and some light leak. That is done. Time to export this image at 100% quality on both phones. You can see the iPhone took a little bit of time to load that image, getting that ready for that export. So here we go at the same time. And wow, the iPhone is done. I think it was doing some pre-rendering when it was loading that, whereas the S10 Plus is still taking some time. This is again a 100 megapixel image of the moon, and now it is done. So that is the power of the Apple A13 chip. That's where it is really overpowered compared to the Android chips, and that's the rendering part. And lastly, I'm going to be launching the camera at the same time on both phones. Here we go. And that is quicker on the iPhone 11 Pro Max. Alright guys, time for a browsing war. First website I have is apple.com on both phones. Here we go. And that is quicker on, well actually that is about the same on both devices. Really nice performance. Scrolling speed is looking good as well. Launch this link. And once again, okay, it feels a little bit quicker on the S10 Plus. But overall, very smooth browser performance. And by the way, I'm using Google Chrome on the S10 Plus because for some reason, the Samsung internet browser just sucks right now at the moment. Samsung needs to do some optimization for that. So currently I'm using Google Chrome, gsmarena.com. And that is, once again, I think it might be a little bit quicker on the iPhone. Again, you guys are watching this video. Just gonna scroll around. Again, very smooth performance and very close performance. I mean, it's hard to separate these two bad boys, that felt a little bit quicker on the S10 Plus. Just gonna go back. Like I said, very smooth performance. All right, time for the fun part, which is the RAM management. Starting with phone dialer, that is still there on both phones. Felt like a refresh on the iPhone. Maybe it's a phone dialer thing. We'll see. Settings. That is still there. Color switch, and that got refreshed on the iPhone, and it also got refreshed on the S10 Plus. So first refresh on both devices. I hope they have kept other things in the memory, going to GTA San Andreas, and that is still there on the Galaxy S10 Plus. As you can see, the iPhone got refreshed. Okay. Obviously, Galaxy S10 Plus has twice the more RAM size as the iPhone 11. So this is 4, this is 8. Jumping to Quora, that is still there on both phones. Let's go. Spotify, still there. And okay, got refreshed on the iPhone. Subway Surfers got refreshed on both phones. YouTube, still there. We're back to Twitter. Asphalt 9. Both phones are keeping it in the memory. Instagram, Photoshop Express got refreshed. On the S10 Plus, iPhone is still keeping it up. Both phones are going back and forth, but so far I think the S10 Plus had more apps in the memory. But let's see, final application, browsers, still there. Alright guys, that is it for the test. I have to say I'm impressed by the S10 Plus because again, it's an older device, like a little bit older device compared to the newer hardware powered iPhone 11 Pro Max. Again, it's 4GB of RAM, refreshes are expected, but iPhone is super optimized, really good performance overall. S10 Plus, I would say, nice boot up speed, overall nice application speed, but iPhone feels like it got a lot polished upgrade compared to its initial release. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I guess One UI 2.0 doesn't really bring a lot of performance changes compared to the previous version. That's something I can say because the S10 Plus doesn't feel that much quicker compared to the first speed test I did against the iPhone. So it's still keeping up all of that. Again, it's now much cheaper compared to the iPhone, so keep that in mind as well. If you guys new here, be sure to hit the subscribe button and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.